Hi everyone. So the first thing I wish I had known before starting Star's End is how weak you are in the beginning, and how weak your weapons are. So you want to stay away from bears, from elephants, and pretty much any other predator because they will kick your ass, especially in the beginning. It's not until you get firearms that you can really take the bigger monsters down. A bear will take couple of shots from a firearm. Same goes for an elephant. If all you have is a bow and arrow, it's going to take a long time to take it down, and they'll probably kill you first. So another thing that I wish I'd known when I started playing Star's End is where to get iron and tar fight. So you can see here, if you press N, this will hide all nav points. If you press N again, it'll only show some nav points. And if you press it once again, it'll show all nav points. So we'll show all nav points, and you'll see here on your map, the iron and tar fight mine will come up. So you want to head over here. This is what it looks like. And then you can mine these rocks. This one will give you iron. These blue ones will give you tar fight. But you can actually pick up iron ore from some of the rocks just by walking around. You don't even have to be here in the mine, just anywhere. You can pick up iron, you can pick up flint, and you can pick up just normal rocks, which you can turn into cement at the refinery. So now that we've got all our ore, you can see here on the map the refinery is 1.2 kilometers away. So we're going to have to head over there, and that's how you make cement. That's how you make copper. You refine copper, iron ore into iron, sulfur. You can see a little yellow rock over there, that's sulfur. And tar fight ore, which looks like this. You'll see I've got 62. That tar fight ore will turn into tar fight, which looks like this. And we need tar fight in order to make power cells. So another thing I wish I knew when I started Star's End is how to move around. So you can see this horse just walking around here. And you need to press F if you already have a saddle, and you will be able to get the horse and get around. And the good things about horses are that you don't need to feed them, you don't need to really do anything with them, they just are there for you to use, but you can't call them, which is a bit annoying. In other games you can press a button, such as in Witcher or whatever like that. You can just press a button and the horse will come to you. In this game, no. You have to always make sure that the horse is nearby so you can get on it. So another thing I wish I had known from the beginning is you can talk to all the different NPCs, and some of them will give you objects, which can be quite useful. Also, loot everything. All these boxes, whatever, junk, you will find so many useful things, even in the bins. So look, there's one here. Some of them will be empty, an empty bottle, especially when you're starting out finding empty bottles, so you can put dirty water in it. Hide. Hide is very useful. You need it for saddles, you need it for backpacks. clean water. Awesome. So we found some clean water. Can drink that. And especially when you start out, you're going to need all the bottles and all the sources of clean water that you can get. So just by talking to this guy, he gave me a fuel cell. This guy gave me 5 scrap cloth. This person gave me a drink. This one basically told me to piss off. And you can get tickets from this guy here, a short haul ferry pass, but you can save the 50 credits by talking to certain people and they will give you a ticket for free. This person will give you a pickaxe for free, which is great if you're just starting out. You won't have anything basically. This one gave me another pickaxe. So now we've got a couple of pickaxes, and what you can do is, and another one you'll pick up is lighters. That's something they seem to hand out. So you can see I've got 5 lighters. So another thing which is good when you're starting out are these global loot access points. So if you just press F, you can see that I've put a pistol in here, platinum, and some other item which I guess the devs haven't figured out what to do with it. But it's good because you can put your loot in here. If you die or you wind up somewhere else and you want to get access to it, you can always access it there. So we're up here on the landing pad. So if we talk to this person here, we can take the ferry up to Prairie Orbital. And then instantly this ship will appear. You just press F to get a seat.
The ferry network operates in accordance with mercantile law. Please behave accordingly until we arrive at our destination.
Okay, now that we're on the station, might seem obvious, but I've seen people die by forgetting to put their spacesuit on. So when you start the game, you'll have your tutorial spacesuit helmet, your spacesuit, your gloves, your boots, and so on. Thankfully, it's never happened to me, but I have seen a few people who have died by forgetting to put their spacesuit on, so you'll need that. So again, you want to talk to everyone that you can. So if we come down this way, this will take us to the exchange. The exchange is basically where you can buy lots of different things. I didn't know this in the beginning because on the planet a few NPCs were saying go to the exchange for this, for that, and I thought the exchange was on the planet. It's actually up here on the space station. Some dirty water, which we can turn into clean water. Again, we got another lighter. So you can see this thing here with like a purple dome on it. That's a claim. So as I've shown in another video, you can actually buy it for 355, or you can make a claim. You can also buy all different things here, mainly wooden things for the building, for your base. I would not waste my money. You can easily make it yourself. You can, however, buy some metal and polymers here, especially copper. In the beginning, you'll need quite a bit of copper for more advanced things, such as electronics. However, one good way to make money is by helium-3. So you can get helium-3 on other planets, such as Nox. I'm going to sell it. Here you can see if we sold 10 units of helium-3, we get 350 credits. So that's a great way to make money. Other things are not worth as much. Platinum is another good way to make money. So yeah, I'd say the two best ways of making money that I've found are certainly by mining platinum, which you can get in space, and also helium-3. Again, you need to go to another planet to mine that, to the planet of Nox. So if we now go to the other side of the station, this will take us to the industrial refiner in space. Alright, so we've made it to the industrial refiner up on the station. So another thing I wish I'd known when I first started was that in order to make polymers and then turn it into plastic, you need crude oil, but you also need salt. So it can be quite annoying when you come all the way up to the station and you don't have enough salt. So just always remember that. Okay, so you can see you need 3 units of oil, 2 units of salt to make 1 polymer, and you need 2 units of polymer to make 1 of plastic. While we're up here, let's refine that bit of quartz that I have. So quartz and copper and platinum can all be found in space, either by mining space junk or asteroids. And then the question is, well, how do you get into space? So you need to get a nova, which is a very, very basic and annoying to fly spaceship. And I'll show you that in a minute. But once you have a nova, you can fly into space and mine space junk or asteroids for those resources. So another thing I wish I'd known when I first started playing Star's End is how to get into space. So you can see in front of us this ship that's a nova, and you'll find them laying around the spaceport, and you can claim them as long as you have power cells. So you can see here I've got 2 power cells. You need 3 at the minimum to claim a nova, and the nova is extremely let's say challenging to fly. Its only purpose is basically for mining. You can't mine with other spaceships at this point in the game. Probably that'll be changed, but the point is, if you want copper or quartz or platinum or anything else from space, this is how you're going to mine it. And having 3 power cells will give you only about 60% power, which is barely enough at this point in the game to get into space, mine a couple of asteroids, and then come back down to your base without being stuck in space. So yeah, it's definitely something that I think the devs need to work on. The fuel consumption of these novas is very high, and it can happen quite easily that you get stuck in space. So now that we're on the planet, you'll see that we're at the refinery. And the refinery on the planet refines different things than the one in space. So here you can see you can make concrete from rocks. The copper ore which you mine in space, you can refine into copper here on the planet. Iron ore, you can refine into iron. Sulfur you can refine, well, sulfur ore you can refine into sulfur, and tarphite ore you can refine into tarphite, which you'll need at your workbench so that you can make more power cells. So another tip is how to get nails. So you'll see these scrap iron ruins, I guess you could call them, laying all over the place. If you come up to them, you'll see that little mining or pickaxe icon. That means you can mine it, and you'll get a lot of scrap metal. You'll also get a metal sheet, or you could even get some nails. There we go, we've got some nails, metal bracket. So now that we've got a lot of scrap metal, if we light up our furnace, you'll see that we can make nails, and we can make bundle of nails. So I would always make a bundle of nails instead of just making single nails. All it takes is 4 scrap metal instead of 1, and you get 24 nails. So it's totally worth it to make a bundle of nails. And then it'll look like this, and you just right click and press unpack. It's the same with arrows. It's way better to make a bundle of arrows, and again just right click and unpack. If you don't unpack them, the nails will not show up in your inventory. An easy way to get food is by killing these trawlers, and they'll drop bug eggs, and you can take those eggs take them to your campfire, and voila, you can make some food. And if we come here to our weapons bench, you'll see we can make gunpowder. So you'll need charcoal and sulfur to make gunpowder. So you can see we can make a single shotgun shell by combining gunpowder, iron and scrap cloth, but you can also make a whole box. So if you have 10 gunpowder, 5 iron and 5 cloth, you can make a whole box which will give you 24 shotgun shells. So again, it's totally worthwhile to make a box of ammunition rather than just a single shell or a single bullet. So you can see here I've got 42 shotgun shells. I made a couple of boxes and I've shot the shotgun off a few times. So don't waste your time by just making a single shotgun shell. It's not worth it. So here you can see the combat. The animations are pretty basic. Another thing I wish I'd known when I first started was to not make the pistol, because the pistol is weak. You want to go straight for the shotgun. And you can take a bear down in 2 shots. And that's also how you get hide. So another tip is how to get oil. You'll see all over the map there'll be these oil tanks. So you want to come up to the oil tank using an empty bottle, right click, use, and you'll get 1 unit of crude oil. And if you use a hearty stew, it'll restore your food, your thirst, but also your sleep. You'll see my sleep went up to 100% even though I haven't slept, but just eating that stew helped me to go to 100% for basically everything. And my final tip, which I'd like to give, is if you get stuck due to a bug, and it's going to happen because this game does have a lot of bugs. If the devs are not able to help you, or you're just stuck and you can't get out of it, you will be given these respawn pills. So if you use it, you will die, but you can respawn and make your way back to your base or try to recover your possessions. But you do have a last resort. So if you get stuck, which will happen, you can always use these respawn pills. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Those were my tips for things I wish I'd known before I began playing Star's End.